When you're ready, just come to a comfortable seat and close your eyes. Bring your hands to your lap and let your palms touch your lap. Draw your shoulders back, let your heart lift. And take a big breath in through your nose, filling up your belly, your rib cage, your chest. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Draw your belly button back in towards your spine. Pause in the space between the breath, and then take another big breath in again. Notice the cool air hitting the back of the throat on the inhale. Hold it at the top. And then exhale, open your mouth, sigh the breath all the way out. Letting out just a little more air than you thought you had. Draw the belly button back. Pause. Good, and then just take one more big breath in. Sigh it out. Sit even taller, shoulder blades back. Bring your lips together to touch now, breathing in and out through the nose, feeling the forehead soften, the jaw soften. Thanking yourself for arriving and for carving out time for you tonight. Creating space and time for yourself is a big deal. Closing the eyes and turning in is a big deal. It's easy to shy away from this. But we can discover so much from the stillness. I want you to imagine now that you are walking into a theater. And you are the one stepping on stage tonight. How does that make you feel? Notice any sensations in the body. You walk backstage. You peek through the curtains and you see people in the crowd. And you're just like, wow, they're here to see me? And before you have to go on, you make your way to the restroom and you look into the mirror there. And you smile. And you say something to yourself. You're looking into your eyes and you smile. What is it do you say in this moment? Note what comes to mind, and there's no right and there's no wrong answer here. And then you take a big breath in, looking at yourself in the mirror, you smile, you sigh it out. And you walk out of the restroom, you head backstage. And it's your moment now to walk in front of the crowd, center stage. And you trust that when you step out there, that you will bravely let yourself be seen, that the words will come to you. And that it's all going to work out. You trust that. So you begin to walk out. Notice, what is your posture like? What are the sensations in your body? How are you feeling? Note it. Again, there's no good or bad, it just is. And before you're about to speak in front of the crowd, a voice enters inside your head. And it's your inner wisdom telling you that you can be, do, and have it all. You just have to feel it and believe it, and it will be yours. So you take a big breath in and out, and you begin. Just begin now to come out of that space, to wiggle your toes, to wiggle your fingers, to shrug your shoulders up and back. And when you are ready, you will open your eyes and we'll come back into this space together. Hello, my friends. So tell me in the chat, please, how did that feel? And I also want to know what you said to yourself in the mirror, if you can recall. Yeah, and Fiona says, was not ready to leave that. I know, we did leave quite in the middle, but you'll see at the end, it's going to come full circle, I promise. Relaxing and centering, feeling calm, Jen says. Patricia, you've got this. Love that. You've got this, Colleen. Amanda says, uncomfortable, but still calming. Yeah, because it can be scary putting yourself out there and stepping out on stage. So that is a very normal response. Sabrina, it felt good, on top of the world. Jackie, I'm so proud of you. Alex K, felt familiar. I told myself, you can do this. Tears in my eyes. Yes, you can do this. Alex N, I told myself I was absolutely lovely. Tony, felt love from the audience, but felt myself lifting them up too. Woo! I love that. Love that. Harrison, you are doing what you are supposed to be doing, and you are powerful. I was better in the bathroom than on stage, Colleen. Patricia, sensation was fear, excitement, and nerves. Yeah. Katie Haas, I got this. Alex, I felt great, like I was floating, but there were moments I felt nervousness before. Yeah, totally. Yeah, because it's a normal response to feel nervous before we step out on stage, and especially before a lot of people are going to be looking at us. Agreed, Amanda says. Cool. I'm just going to quickly share. Ooh. Can all see my screen? Cool. So how you feel about yourself affects everything. If you're feeling insecure, having a bad day, how does that show up at work, in your finances, spiritually, in your appearance and how you carry yourself, and in your relationship with others? So your relationship with yourself affects everything. I love this poem by Rupi Kaur. Some of you might know it. And I think it really explains this connection between the self really well, between your mind and body, your authentic self. It was when I stopped searching for home within others and lifted the foundations of home within myself, I found there were no roots more intimate than those between a mind and body that have decided to be whole. I'm going to read it one more time. It was when I stopped searching for home within others and lifted the foundations of home within myself, I found there were no roots more intimate than those between a mind and body that have decided to be whole. So I like to think of our body as a house, a structure. So let's say you have a hole in your wall and you need to patch that hole, but you always seek outside of yourself to get that hole patched, and you don't look in and try and patch that hole yourself. And looking in includes getting support with a coach or a therapist or guidance from a friend. Yes, but what I mean is, have you actually taken time to try and patch that hole yourself? So yes, as I just said, it includes getting that outside help when you need it, but it's not always relying on a friend or someone else to feel good, right? So when we stop searching outside of ourselves for external validation and feel that validation within, we are whole. So we're going to get more into that. Oh, and then another thing I was going to say with that house analogy is, if we don't turn in and tend to ourselves and try and patch that hole, the wall could cave in. And what happens when another wall caves in? And what happens if the roof caves in? So we have to keep tending to the wounds to keep our structure, our house, firm and standing. So tell me in the chat, and if you want to take a moment to write in your journal as well, that's cool. But what does having a whole mind and body mean to you? And you can just take a moment here. Contentment with self, Patricia, yeah. Health, both mental and physical, Katie, yeah. True self-love, Margie. Full confidence, Harrison says. Waking up and lifting the fog. Living in your true, and to use your word, authentic self, and accepting who you are and who you want to be. I love that, Amanda. Consistent happiness. That my mind is tuned to my body and is present, yes. Feeling completely balanced within, feeling good in my moments of stillness and quiet, feeling good without external validation, yes. Debbie, a sense of peace. Alex K, freedom. Tony, accepting the good and bad feelings and embracing both, knowing every feeling is valid. Snaps. Accepting myself fully and being confident in my choices and actions. Beautiful, Jackie. Beautiful, everybody. Thank you. So now you have your own definition and idea of what having a whole mind and body means to you. That's cool. So you don't need anyone else's approval or love, but your own. And once you love yourself up, the love you seek outside of yourself will come. But you have to give the love to yourself first. So how can you resist the need for outside validation in our world full of likes and just in general? And how can you unapologetically be yourself without caring what others think? How do we free ourselves? So the only thing that you have control over are your thoughts. So make them good ones. You're not a victim to your own thoughts. You are a master of your own mind. And every moment is an opportunity to tell yourself something new and supportive. So I always say that in meditation, it's a magical moment when you notice the thinking mind drift off. And it's the magical moment once, one, that you are aware, and then two, when you choose to bring yourself back to just feeling your breath. And then no judgment, because if you've meditated, it's a back and forth. It's often just a back and forth, inviting yourself back, inviting yourself back. It's the same thing when you feel negative thoughts notice negative thoughts arise. You notice, and then you can reframe that thought. And even if you don't believe that how you reframed it, and what I mean by reframe is, okay, let's say you're about to step out on stage and you're saying to yourself, I'm not good enough, no one's gonna like it. Instead, you say the opposite. I am good enough. It's going to be well received. And even if you don't believe it, that reframe gets you out of that icky energy. And let's say it was an example that you could, if there's something more on a daily basis that you feel about yourself, maybe it's your body. Look, I don't like how my belly looks. So every time you were to look in the mirror and say, ugh, my belly, instead you say, I love you, belly. I love my belly. Look at how beautiful my body is. And the more you say that, the more your subconscious mind will grab onto it. And that's once our subconscious mind holds something, that's how you change your belief system. It's that magical moment where you can choose and be willing to change. And that goes to this affirmation at the bottom, which we're all going to say together. You're all on mute. Put your hands on your heart right here. And I want you to say this with me. Let's first take a breath, big breath in. Breathe it out. I am willing to let go. I release. I let go of fear, tension, and my old limitations. I trust the process of life. I let go and I am at peace. Good. I want you to say this out loud now with me. You can read along. Ready? I'm willing to let go. I release. I let go of fear, tension, and my old limitations. I trust the process of life. I let go and I am at peace. And if anything that you remember from this, the beginning, I'm willing to let go, I release. Good. And so when you notice those negative thoughts, just remind yourself, I'm willing to let go, I release. Okay, moving gears a little bit. Tell me in the chat, how do you feel when you're with your best friends? That I don't have to edit myself. Yeah. Goofy, free, and honest. Uplifted, heard, loved, nurtured, and cared about. Happy and upbeat, uninhibited. There's nothing better, Fiona. Silly and happy. Grateful to be loved for who I am. Lighthearted, laughter, support, yeah. We feel good when we're with our best friends. I love Sabrina's word, uninhibited. As Margie said, goofy, free, honest, yes. Uplifted and supported. Lifted and heart is full, yes. Beautiful. So in those situations where we're feeling maybe insecure, not as comfortable, what if you were to call in those bestie vibes, how you feel when you're going to be with your best friends? And obviously it's not going to be the same exact experience, but it's important to note that you're still that uninhibited, goofy, silly, honest, fun person. You're still that same person. So call them in. So another part of all relationships is sometimes getting hurt. And sometimes relationships aren't always smooth sailing. Raise your hand if you have ever been hurt by a friend or a partner in your life. Yeah. And then I'm going to stop for a sec. Just going to stop my share for a second. And then raise your hand if you've ever had a breakup. Oh, one moment before, don't raise your hand yet. Zoom got you out of my screen and I want to see you. There we go. Raise your hand if you've ever had a breakup with either a partner or a friend. Okay, so we've all either had a breakup or an argument with a friend or been hurt by a friend. Yeah, not always fun. Okay. So we must forgive. I'm going to share one more time and hopefully this doesn't disappear. So we have to learn to forgive in these situations, and it's not always easy. A Course in Miracles says that forgiveness is the answer for almost everything. And whenever you feel stuck, it probably means you have some forgiving to do, either with yourself or with others. Because maybe you were the one that hurt someone or needs to apologize, or you did something that you're not proud about. You have to forgive yourself to move on. Or if someone hurt you, whether or not they've apologized or not, you forgive them to free yourself, which I'm going to get to. But when life feels hard and you aren't flowing freely, it means you're stuck in the past. Think about it. Whenever you're like things aren't flowing freely in your life, what are you thinking about? It's probably not the present moment. So you can be holding on to sadness, guilt, shame, pain, fear, regret, blame, anger, resentment, and even revenge. And each of these comes from a place of unforgiveness, which is a refusal to let go. And that's a refusal to return back to the here and now, the present moment. So forgiveness does not condone what someone did or what you did, maybe. It simply frees your heart from its shackles. You forgive to set yourself free. So again, if you forgive someone that hurt you, it's not condoning their actions. If you forgive yourself, it's not condoning the actions. You do it to free yourself and take the time you need. But the moment that you decide to forgive, you're choosing love and compassion over fear. And that's pretty cool. So I posted this on Instagram recently. I forgive you so I can move on. I send you nothing but love. And just like that, I set my heart free. So my vulnerable share time. So I suffered a really traumatic friendship breakup the beginning of my 20s. And it's one of the hardest things that I've ever gone through, but I learned a lot. I learned how to forgive and free my heart. I learned to be proud and confident in who I am and what I have to give. So I'll share a bit here now. I was doing the best I could to support a friend who was going through a really, really painful time. And she was suffering. And she put a lot on me to be this motherly and best friend figure and like a savior figure. And I showed up for her the very best way I could, and I would do anything for her. But she was in a really dark place, or such a dark place that she wasn't able to accept my love and support. And her hurt really just blinded her from seeing my outpouring love and support. And it was a really awful pattern where I'd feel really anxious, like panic attacks every time she texted me or called me. And I was just waiting to be berated for not doing enough and not being there the way she needed. And she always she'd apologize after And I always forgave her, and I always would just forget about it, because I knew she was in pain, and I knew she'd gone through things that I'd never gone through. So like I felt it was my duty to do right by her. And my kindness was abused, and my kindness enabled her to treat me that way. And I realized later on that no person's pain gives them a right to harm you. There are plenty of people who have gone through a lot of hard and painful things, and they're still good to their friends. Trying not to cry here. And so the friend that I had to break up with, we had a mutual friend, or we still do. She never would treat our mutual friend the way she treated me. And that's because our friend has this amazing amount of confidence. It's so admirable. And she wouldn't take crap from anyone because she knows what she deserves in a friendship and what she will or will not tolerate. And she taught me a lot, even though at first I was so angry that she wasn't treated the way I was treated. But when you love yourself and stand tall in your personal power, it will be reflected back to you. So I thought that being a good friend was doing anything for someone, which was just depleting myself. But how can you be a good friend if you're not even being a good friend to yourself? Right? So I thought I must not be doing enough if she's feeling this way. And again, I was so angry that she was treating just me this way. Why me, not her? Why me? I made it all about me. And friends, it's never about you. It wasn't about me. So instead of this why me, I had to learn to stand tall in my personal power, in my confidence, to know in my bones that I'm an amazing friend and that I would do anything for my friends, but I also won't tolerate abuse. I had to learn that ending this friendship didn't make me a bad person. That was really hard. That it just showed what I will and will not allow into my life. And it really was like the hardest heartbreak I've had to go through with a friend. But I'm stronger and more confident now. And slowly but surely, I was able to set my heart free. And it took probably more than a few years, but I healed. And I like to just envision there's just a scar. So it's not perfectly healed, but there's when we have a wound, it might leave us some residue, a scar. So I know that I did the best I could the way I knew how at the time. And I forgive myself and I forgive her to set myself free. So there's no resentment so that my heart doesn't hurt. And I forgave her years ago with no apology. I would send her love in my meditations, and I still do to this day. So it's important to note that if you've ever been hurt or mistreated, that hurt people hurt people. And I see the best in people and their highest potential, which I think is why I do the work I do as a coach. It makes me a good coach. And so I always saw the best in my friend despite it all. But it's okay that the friendship ended because not all friendships or relationships have to last a lifetime. We have people come into our lives to teach us what we need to know. Isn't that cool? We have people come into our lives to teach us what we need to know. And again, if you deplete yourself trying to please someone else, you're never going to win. If you're trying to please everybody else but yourself, you can't. It's impossible. You can only please you. And you must determine what you will and will not allow into your life. So, I'm just going to share the screen one more time. Remember that when someone harms you, it's a reflection of how they're feeling inside. It's not about you. And this realization makes forgiveness easier because you've found compassion. And forgiveness doesn't always mean letting someone back into your life. Again, it's just to set your heart free. Forgive and set yourself free. Yes, Alex. So after we forgive, we have made room to love. And that love solves it all. It heals. The pathway to love is forgiveness. And forgiveness dissolves resentment, as I just said. I love this, this book. One second, I'm going to hold it up to you. I have it right here. If you ever need to forgive, this is the book for you. It's written here, The Art of Forgiveness and Loving Kindness and Peace, Jack Kornfield. My maiden name is Kornfeld, so the same thing without an I. Maybe we are long lost relatives. I like that, to think that. Okay, so he says, love is based on our capacity to trust in a reality beyond fear, to trust a timeless truth bigger than all our difficulties. Love is without demands. Sometimes love means standing firm. Sometimes love means letting go. Love blossoms whenever we step beyond our fears and rest in the generosity of the heart. Tony says, love this book. Thanks for the recommendation a year ago. You're welcome. So, can you trust in a reality beyond all your fears and all of your doubts? That's where the love lies. And again, sometimes love means standing firm in who you are, in your confidence, in what you will and will not allow into your life. Sometimes love means letting go. I forgave my friend. I send her love, but I let her go. And again, whenever you step beyond your fears, that's when the love blossoms. It's like falling in love too. It's scary and it's vulnerable, but the more you step out of that fear and your comfort zone, the more the love's going to blossom. So, are you fully loving or honoring yourself if you're holding back in relationships or friendships in fear of what they'll think? And are you fully loving yourself if you do what other people want always? To be like a people pleaser, to please the crowd? And are you fully loving yourself if you are ignoring what you want? Drop me a yes or a no in the chat. Nope, says Margie. Hell no. Nope. No. Nah, no, exactly. No, we're not honoring ourselves or loving ourselves if we're holding a part of ourselves back because we're just worried what other people think of us. If we're just trying to be easygoing and make others happy, we're still not honoring ourselves because you're ignoring what you want and need. What you need is just as valid as what others need. D'Angela, I'm definitely improving these past few months, but can slip up, definitely. Of course, it's always a practice. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so little journal prompt time. Whether with a friend or a partner, how did a breakup you've had make you stronger? If it hasn't been a breakup, maybe it was just an argument or someone hurt you, whatever it was. And what clarity did the heartache bring you? And what might you still have to learn? I want you to take a few moments here.
Can you say it again, Mel?
Yeah. I have it up on the screen as well, but I will read it.
No,
So
it's okay. You don't have to read it again.
I'll read it again. Why not? So whether with a friend or partner, how did the breakup make you stronger? What clarity did the heartache bring you? What might you still have to learn? So how has it made you stronger? Where have you gained clarity, and what might you still have to learn? And just take a few moments, and then please share anything you'd like to share in the chat. Colleen, breakups can clarify for you things you won't tolerate moving forward, solidifies boundaries you want in place. Yes. Patricia, the breakup made me stronger because I held firm on what I needed, not him. The clarity I gained is I need to listen more in the undercurrent of what I feel and follow through. I need to learn. Lost my place with more things coming through. I need to learn forgiveness, however. I just am not ready yet. Too much hurt. I'm glad you're here tonight. And I hope that that forgiveness comes, because that's what will save the heart and free the heart from that pain. Sabrina, I learned to stop making myself the victim and to stand up for myself in uncomfortable situations. I can so agree. Amanda, I had a very similar experience to Melissa with several friends, and it became a pattern of my friendships and even my romantic relationships. It took me years to learn what Melissa just put up on her slides and said to us all, we are not bad people for letting go of someone if they are not healthy for our lives mentally and or physically. Yes. And we can still love them even if we have to let them go. I'm stronger because I can create boundaries and I no longer am an enabler. Yeah, totally relate. D'Angela, I found my self-worth. Yes, I'm still working on setting boundaries, but I actually see my confidence boosting daily. And I am genuinely proud of how far I have come. Thank you for sharing your story. You're welcome. I'm a survivor of domestic violence, and I'm grateful to have met you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, D'Angela. Let's all give hearts to D'Angela here. Sending you love. Thank you for sharing with us. Fiona, I became stronger, but letting go of an unfulfilling relationship and deciding what I want for myself and finding out what is important to me, I've been able to find others that have the same values. Beautiful. Natalie, clarity I gained was to trust my gut. Yes, I need to learn to communicate my needs and feelings better. Clarity, clarity, clarity. Alex K, it made me realize what love wasn't. that I deserved more, and I still need to learn how to let go and release. Fear of the unknown. Yep. Harrison, I've learned that letting people go is probably the most important part of growing and changing. Send them love and everything will always be okay. Yeah. We grow and we change and we evolve. We're always evolving. So much love to all of you. Tony, it made me stronger. When you feel it in your body that the person is not good for you, you have the confidence to do what your body is telling you to do. And sometimes that's setting boundaries. Really good mind-body awareness. When someone doesn't respect boundaries and you stand up for yourself, you could lose them, and that is okay. You're welcome for sharing, and you gained better friends. Jackie, help me step into my power and realize the limitless potential within me. Beautiful. Margie, the breakup made me stronger by acknowledging the feelings of doubt I had ignored for years. Brought me clarity on who I am on my own and clarity on what I truly want in a partner. Beautiful. I still need to learn how to express my feelings in a more productive way with my current partner so that things don't fester and lead to resentment like in my past relationship. But clarity and learning. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing. Sending love to all of you. Let's have hands on heart and just take 3 breaths together. That sound good? And close your eyes. Just sending everyone love here. Big breath in. Breathe it out. Good. Breathe it in and out. Beautiful. You can lower the hands, open your eyes. So, confidence and total self-love doesn't happen overnight, but it's a choice that you can make and a practice you can commit to. Going back to that affirmation, I'm willing to change, I let go, I release. It's the willingness to not get caught up in the old story that holds you back. And it's easy in a new relationship or friendship to feel insecure, jealous, feel fear and doubt, and even in a long-lasting relationship. It's scary letting someone see all parts and sides of you, whether it's a friendship or with a partner, because you're letting yourself be seen and it's vulnerable. But if you aren't being yourself, how can you ever fully connect with another person? Right? If you aren't letting yourself be seen, then how can you have a real deep connection with someone else if they don't actually know all sides of you? And if it's with a partner, the more you open up, the deeper your love can be, because it's like, oh, if you let someone see your raw sides or the sides that you don't like about yourself and they love you anyway, it's pretty cool. And same with a friendship. So again, if you aren't letting your full self be seen, then your connections with others won't be genuine. You'll feel like something's missing. You'll feel disconnected from others because you're disconnected from yourself. There's a part that's disconnected if you feel like you're not worthy or your feelings aren't valid or that you have to hide a part of yourself. The more that I got comfortable teaching yoga and I would not worry about what I was going to say or if my sequence was going to be what I planned, the more that I was confident in my teaching. And of course, it takes practice, obviously, like anything. But I felt really insecure in the beginning of teaching, speaking any spiritual wisdom. I was nervous about whether or not I was going to like uplift the class, the students. I felt like nervous sharing any personal stories, but by being you is what attracts people to you. So the more confident I got, the more I showed up as myself, the more students gravitated towards me. And then having the realization and the knowing that I'm not for everyone also gave me permission to step more into being me. Because it's not about you. If I don't jive with someone, it's not like I did something wrong. It's that there is a teacher, a coach, a guide, a healer for everyone, because we're all different, and that is beautiful. So by showing up as my authentic self, I attracted my ideal clients and students. By being yourself, you will attract your ideal relationships into your life, whether it's a partner, whether it's a friendship, any type of relationship. So your only job is to be you. To find your people, you just have to be yourself, as I just said. If you are holding back, scared of being judged, or worried that you'll bring someone down, if you go to a friend for help, that has something that a lot of clients have brought up to me, is that something's going on in their life and they don't want to go to their friends because they want to be light and fun and they don't want to bring their friends down. But they let their friends, they are a person that their friends come to when they're going through something, and they feel really special and valued that their friends would come to them for help. But they feel disconnected in their friendships. And that's because they're not going to their friends. It's not being reciprocated. That's also what a friendship is about. We're there for our friends. We all go through the roller coaster of emotions. We're not always just like happy, goofy fun all the time. So, and how real can your connections be with others if you're not letting your whole self, your freak ass self, shine? Only when you are really comfortable and confident in who you are can you cultivate real relationships. So share your heart with those you feel are worthy of seeing it. That's important too. If you feel someone's worthy of it, share your heart. Don't hold back. If you're holding back, they're not going to be able to see your whole self and connect with you fully. When you don't have to hide a part of yourself, it is so freeing. And the people who not only accept, but love every part of you, the parts that you think are silly or weird or flawed, those are your people. Reminder that you don't need anyone else's approval or love but your own. Yes, that external validation we search for often, but you don't need it. You only need yours. And once you love yourself up, the love that you seek outside of yourself will come, but you have to give it to yourself first. So that's the key. You have to embody what you want into your life, but you have to feel it and you have to be it first, and then it will come. It's how you manifest it. Embody it. Know that you are so full without that external validation because you give it all to yourself. All right, just going to stop my one moment. Okay, we're going to end with another meditation. This goes by so fast. So come to your comfortable seat. And when you're ready, you can just bring your hands to your lap. This time, palms are up. So we started grounding with the palms down. Now palms are up. Draw your shoulder blades back. Let your belly be soft. Let your forehead be soft. Take a big breath in through your nose. Fill up the belly. Hold it up. Open your mouth, breathe it out. Big breath in. Big sigh out. Doing that one more time, breathing in. all the way out through the mouth. Draw your belly button back in towards the spine. Bring the lips together. Breathe in and out through the nose. You're walking into that theater one more time. And you are the one getting on stage. And everyone has bought tickets to see you. You look down and you are dressed to impress. You're in your favorite outfit that makes you feel super fly. You really just feel beautiful and fabulous. And you're glowing. And you walk into the theater, shaking your hips, chin up, feeling really confident. And you head to that restroom that you're familiar with, just to talk yourself up before heading out on stage. And you look into the mirror, and you look into your eyes, and you say, "You've got this." You smile. And not only do you trust, but you know in your bones that the words are going to flow freely. That it doesn't matter how the audience responds because you are stepping into your personal power. You are being your authentic self. You are letting who you are shine and be. And that is magnificent. So you leave that restroom. You head backstage. You take a big breath in before walking out. Big breath out. You walk out from behind the curtain. Your head is held high. Your smile is contagious. Your confidence is contagious. Your happiness is contagious. The crowd feels it. They want your energy. Their eyes are transfixed on you and what you have to say. And they want some of what you are having. And you have this knowing in your bones in this moment that you make others happy just by being you. You are so at peace just by being you, your authentic self. You did it. You trusted. You let go. You surrendered. You walked out onto the stage. The audience applauds. And you applaud yourself. And that's what matters most. You applaud yourself. You went out there not needing the applaud, but because you loved yourself and felt so confident and were detached by the outcome. The applause came to you. to let your authentic self shine, and you set yourself free. Come back to your breath now. Taking a big breath in and out. Begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers. And slowly open your eyes. And just give me any feedback in the chat. How did that feel? What came up for you? And we'll be no more than 5 minutes, everybody. Just wow, Fiona. Deep trust, Alex Nason. Debbie, relaxed. Jackie, felt warm, safe, and confident. Amanda, meditation's new for me, so it was uncomfortable, but still calming. This whole experience has been fabulous. Thank you, Amanda. Margie, at ease and confident. Sabrina, too relaxed to think. Tony, I felt on top of the world, no judgment or resentfulness. All love. That was beautiful, Mel. Thank you. D'Angela, centering myself is something necessary, especially during chaos. For me, it's every morning. Patricia, I can see myself on the stage with my big smile, arms up, welcoming the audience. Love it. Jen, releasing fears of judgment. I am my only judge. Empowering. Woo! Yeah, we are our harshest critics. Release it. Katie, relax, filled with joy and hopefulness after a long, hard day. I need a more comfortable chair. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for sharing. So, just remember, accept yourself for everything that you are. Embrace everything that you are. What makes you you is what makes you brilliant. And then this sounds a little corny, but I'm going for it. So, just like a snowflake, we're all unique miracles. I mean, aren't you always amazed when you see that perfect snowflake? So, you were made the way you were made for a reason, and no one else is just like you. And that is your superpower. So, let down your guard, let yourself be free. When you do, you will not only find a real connection with yourself, but with others too. I'm going to leave you with that, my friends. I want to thank you all so much for joining me tonight. Thank you all for coming. If this is like your third or fourth workshop with me, if it's your first one, thank you so much, really. I want to just share that I have 2 one-on-one spots open for coaching in March. And my transformational coaching clients achieve amazing results, amazing transformation. One of my new clients, within the first 2 weeks together, so after just our first session, she already has had like crazy results, where she told me the other day it's unimaginable how she'll feel in 6 months if she already feels this way, which is really cool. So I help my clients work toward balance, self-love, and confidence, and help them get clear on their vision for their future, and I help them dream bigger for themselves so that their future is limitless. I help them cultivate tools so that they can live a life of infinite possibilities. And dramatic shifts occur when you believe that you are worthy of investing in yourself. We invest outside of ourselves all the time, I said this last time, you might buy a purse and that bag could go out of style or it could get stolen. When you invest in yourself, it can never be stolen and it can never be taken away and it can never go out of style. And it's an investment for your whole life. It sets you up for your whole life. So, and I can tell you, because I've invested a lot in myself and in my coaching, it gets less scary each and every time you give yourself permission. So if you are curious, if you want to pass this along to a friend, I'm going to just drop a link in the chat for booking a free 30-minute discovery call with me. And then I want to read what everyone's saying here. So here is the link. And then I think a lot of you are already in my new Facebook group, but here is the link to join my Facebook group. And thank you everybody so much for being here. I think most of you have me on Instagram, Melissa Staxfeld. And wait, before you go, can we take a picture? I always forget. Okay. I'll just do a screenshot here. All right, are we ready? 1, 2, 3. And we'll do one more. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you everybody for being here. And I hope you have a beautiful night. I'll see you all soon.
Thank you, Mel.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Bye, everybody.
Mel. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. I'll stay on. Let me just stop.
Hi.
Hi.